The Forward Together Project is a Langston University initiative supported by generous grant contributions from Inasmuch and the Kirkpatrick Foundations. The project is a series of interviews, vignettes, and feature stories highlighting people, organizations, and events that positively impact marginalized communities. Join us as we explore the stories of those who are working tirelessly to create a more inclusive and equitable society. Tune in to watch their inspiring stories and learn how you can be part of the movement to move forward together.
Can you describe to me a little bit about what you all do here in Oklahoma?
Okay, absolutely. With the Chickasaw Nation Department of Education, we've got programs, and we like to try to serve the whole population. So we've got programs in child development, which will be infants to 3 and 4 year olds, and then we have programs. We have one preschool located here in Ada, and then we have 3 Head Starts in 3 other locations in the Chickasaw Nation. We have a child wellness area, and the child wellness area really oversees social emotional learning, early intervention, partnering with health, with our child development centers and our early education centers. And then we have an education resources division, and that's going to focus more on supports for kids in public schools or homeschools, college and career tech assistance. We also have recruitment and retention programs, which those are located at 5 universities in the state: University of Oklahoma, East Central, Murray State, OCCC, and UCO. And those are designed to assist our kids that are going to college, to give them an opportunity to stay there. A lot of our college students are first generation. I myself was first generation on my dad's side, and so when you get to college, for a lot of our citizens and a lot of our students come from small rural areas, and then if they end up in a big university like the University of Oklahoma, and mom and dad drive away, and you're there by yourself, you need somewhere to turn. So we offer everything from just a place to hang out and have snacks, tutoring, cultural events. That's a big thing. And then we also partner with the Center for Sovereign Nations at Oklahoma State University.
And can you tell me a little bit how the tribe got involved into doing all of this?
Well, as far as education support, if you look at the history of the Chickasaw Nation, they've always placed a strong value on education. And when Governor Bill Anatubby was elected in 1987, one of the things that he really wanted to do was see education supports and improvements for Chickasaw people be a priority. And since Governor Anatubby has been governor, under his leadership and guidance, the education opportunities for Chickasaw citizens have grown tremendously. It's really amazing when you look at it. Every employee of the Chickasaw Nation has the same mission, and that's to enhance the overall quality of life of Chickasaw people. That's our mission. And so that's a simple statement, but it gives us a target. And so every employee in the Department of Education, our part of that is to enhance citizens' opportunities, supports, give them a leg up, if you will, in different ways that they can pursue their education. As a tribe, education is important to the Chickasaws, like it should be to any nation. You've got to have an educated population, to grow and achieve, and it's almost like it sounds cliche, but it's not. Children are the future, and so we want to make sure that we're a very strong tribe. We have a strong heritage and a strong tradition, and we want to stay that way. So what's the way to do that? Education. Also, I think it was Horace Mann, education is a great equalizer. So I know in my time in public schools, I spent 23 years as a teacher, a coach, and then an administrator. And that was one thing that I always tried to impress upon students is, I mean, we're all dealt different hands maybe growing up in life, but you have the opportunity to improve your life through education. And regardless of where somebody started, where you finish, kind of up to you. So that's, again, something that we believe in. And so it's mainly just about providing those opportunities for our citizens.
That sounds amazing. I'd like to backtrack a little bit. You said children are the future. You guys work a lot with the universities and public schools around here, but what do you guys do for the children here?
With our youngest, and you hit it on the head, preschool and Head Start go before that even, child development coming in. We don't call our child development centers daycares. They're not daycares. We want to develop the children. So they have a curriculum. And we really focus on three things. The education and learning side, which would be your academic piece, the cultural and heritage side, knowing who you are, what does it mean to be Chickasaw? We don't want to lose our heritage. And then the third part is really the whole child, overall wellness. That's physical, social, mental, and a lot of it goes back to our core values. Again, I mentioned our mission statement. We have 11 core values that we believe in here in the Chickasaw Nation, and one of them is perseverance. And you'll see this written around if you drive around Ada enough. We're the unconquered Chickasaw Nation. Well, that's resilience right there. And so when you teach kids from a young age, you're a Chickasaw citizen. This is who you are. We have a warrior tradition. You can overcome a lot. So we start at the earliest age, then we move on up into our preschools and our Head Starts, and then when they go to public school, we have programs to help support our citizens. We work with the 72 school districts that are here in our boundaries, but we also work with school districts in Tulsa, Oklahoma City. The majority of our programs will assist Chickasaw citizens no matter where they live.
All throughout Oklahoma?
And the United States.
Oh, wow.
For example, our tutoring assistance, which we just switched to an online version in October. We felt that was the best way to reach more citizens. Plus, it's more equitable. I'm sure a tutor in Los Angeles, California charges more than one in Ada, right? So this way, it was more equitable. And again, it's, you get in a small rural area and you try and find somebody to tutor you in organic chemistry. That might be tough. But you go online, you can find somebody. And same thing with our tuition assistance for colleges and career techs. You don't have to live inside the Chickasaw Nation. You don't have to live in Oklahoma. We fund Chickasaws all over the United States, actually all over the world. We got a letter from a Chickasaw student that was going to a university in Germany. I can't pronounce it. Don't ask me. But that was pretty cool, So that, again, those are the ways that we work to accomplish the mission from the educational standpoint.
Yeah, you guys are all over. It sounds like you guys are heavy on keeping the Chickasaw heritage strong here and honestly all over the world. So do you guys have anything planned for the Heritage Month?
We, and that's year round for us, I guess, if you will. The education department is a relatively new department. Education was a division under another department, and actually in January of this year, Governor Anatubby elevated education to a department. Again, like I said, under his leadership and guidance, education is very important to the Chickasaw people. And so when we were able to expand the education division into a department, we were able to add some new positions. We always had language specialists in our centers that would focus on the Chickasaw language. So for example, maybe when I was in kindergarten, we learned to sing in Spanish, uno, dos, tres. Well, we can do that in Chickasaw here, with our little kids. And we were able to add some cultural pieces, like a cultural implementation manager for all our programs. So to really assist our teachers in implementing and keeping, just not where it's a special thing, it's just part of our curriculum and part of what we do. Where it's not, okay, now we're going to learn about Chickasaw history. It's just in what we do every day with our kids. Again, to keep those things alive, keep our heritage alive. And I think again, in 23 years of public education, when you found kids that felt a sense of belonging, I think it gave them a leg up. Well, you belong to this strong warrior tradition. This is your tribe. That gives you that sense of belonging that again, should empower those kids, through their educational journey. So it is important to teach them, what it means to be Chickasaw.
And you all have seemed to place a big stamp in all these kids' lives. How would you say working here and being with the Chickasaw Nation has changed you?
I can tell you, it's made me grateful to come to work every day. I've never not looked forward to going to work. And to be honest, I never, throughout my adult life, I don't think I've ever not wanted to go to work. So that's the great thing, I think, working in education. And every job I took, it was to be able to serve more kids. So, if you go from an assistant coach to a head coach, you go from a teacher and a coach to a principal, or whatever the next step is, I always looked at it as I can serve more kids rather than just the ones in my class. If I'm the principal, I can have an effect on all of them, by the way we do things or the things that we require from our teachers. And so it was a similar thing coming here. And then I grew up here in Ada. I'm a Chickasaw citizen, so to me it's an honor to be able to serve my tribe in this capacity, and to lead the education department. And we have a great leadership team in our department, and we work collaboratively with each other. Each division works together, because again, we want to serve them from birth until when you're done learning. I don't want to say death, but if you're an adult, if you're an adult and you want to go back to college, you never went, you're eligible to apply. We fund a lot of non-traditional students, if you will, in career tech. Somebody wants to make a career change, and then with the ever-changing world, we see a lot of applications come through of people in their 30s and 40s, and they're wanting to go get a certificate in plumbing, HVAC, and so we're able to serve a lot of people. And then just having the opportunity to work under Governor Anatubby and Lieutenant Governor Anatubby's leadership is a tremendous opportunity as well.
And so, with you all doing all these things in Oklahoma, what would you say is the biggest goal that you all have for not only Oklahoma, but for everybody that's under the Chickasaw Nation and who is Chickasaw?
Well, and from the Department of Education, and not to reiterate what I already said, but really it's our mission to enhance the overall quality of life of the Chickasaw people. And again, our department, our way of fulfilling that mission is education. And not even just with what the programs and services we have now, but to be innovative and look to the future, to what's coming down the road. Education, as we all know, sometimes it takes a while to change. Maybe the system of education, you're doing things that those were pretty cool 50 years ago, but the world's changed. I could remember even 10 years ago when I was a classroom teacher, it was rare to have more than one computer in the classroom. So also, too, is trying to look and anticipate and adapt with changing times and adapt to students' needs.
And what would you say is the biggest project or program that you all have going on right now?
Wow, the biggest.
Or the top?
Well, it's all a priority. I would say, with us being a relatively new department, like I said, being elevated to a department in January, I think, the thing we're doing right now is really taking a look and, making sure that we're serving the total needs of Chickasaw citizens, their educational needs. So I would say just that, almost what I said a while ago. I think that's a big thing, is being able to look and adapt and be innovative. You can't just do what you've always done. I used to be a coach, so you use a sports analogy. Alabama's won a lot of national titles lately. They don't do the same thing every year. They've got to look to continuously improve, or they quit winning them. If you sit around and rest on your laurels, you get a little stagnant. So I would say that's probably one of the most important things, like that I'd mentioned previously, is just trying to anticipate, be innovative, and adapt with changing times and things that students need.
And speaking of the students, I see all these robotic competition wins here. Can you tell me a little bit about the program?
Absolutely. The building we're in right now is our STEM building, and that's our science, technology, math, which I think it's been over a decade that Chickasaw Nation has offered STEM programs. We actually offer we have robotics teams during the summer. We'll start with the young ones, Lego League, move up to robots. We have different STEM camps. I don't know if you saw the mock space shuttle when you came in. FemSTEM, which is offering young ladies opportunities to be involved in science and technology. The future really, when you look kind of down the road with science, technology, and mathematics, and again, that's not for everybody. I was a history teacher and government teacher when I was a teacher, but seeing those opportunities for children, and I think the person that said it best was probably was a 10-year-old young man. I came walking through last summer with one of our STEM camps, and again, I was a teacher and a coach, so it's probably where I'm at home talking to young people, and just asking them how everything was going. And he said the most profound thing. He said, "Man, I thought this was for kind of like dorks, but this is really cool," And again, he wasn't meaning anything by it. He just, a lot of times kids say, "Oh, robots and STEM, that's for the nerds. That's not me." But then when you get them to actually put their hands on it, and they can, code and program, and the robot drives through the obstacle course and it gets through the other side. Now it's pretty cool. Kids love video games, probably now more than ever. I haven't played them in 20 years, so I'm a little behind the times. But, when you get them hooked on that, you go, "Well, you like gaming? Love it. That's STEM." And now there are opportunities. There are college degrees. There are scholarships for, game development. So again, this is another way to give kids an opportunity, not only to learn something new, something they may have never thought about trying before, but for their future. So it's something we are proud of, and our staff here, when it's not summer and the kids are in school, as far as being good community partners, we have schools that don't have a STEM program, they want to start one. If they contact us, our people will go out and assist them. A lot of times you'll have a teacher that's very enthusiastic. I'll do it. I don't know how, but I'll do it. We'll go help them, give them assistance, and help them get started. So again, it's a really neat deal. And again, very forward-thinking, innovative. And again, that's with Governor Anatevy, that's his leadership. Is how many people would think there'd be a STEM building here, and it's been here for a while. So.
That's amazing. With you all speaking about just education being top priority, can you tell me a little bit about what you all do for the universities? Are there any universities around Oklahoma?
Well, actually, like I mentioned earlier, our tuition assistance, which is not needs-based. It's if you're a Chickasaw citizen, and their requirements are basically if you get accepted into college, you're going to get accepted into tuition assistance. The requirements are almost the same, and so that allows our students to be able to have assistance, to pay for tuition. We also offer textbook assistance, fee assistance. After a certain period of time, college students can apply for a laptop and get a laptop to help them with their studies. I mentioned the 5 universities we have recruitment and retention programs with. We also offer, in partnership with Oklahoma City University through the MITRE School of Business, scholarships for Chickasaw students to attend that School of Business. This year, Governor Anatevy approved 2 new scholarships for East Central University. Whenever you look around right now, there's no secret there's a shortage of teachers and there's a shortage of nurses, and we have schools here and we have hospitals, and we have citizens that need careers. So this year we actually offer 2 scholarships through East Central University, and actually it's a total of 4, and they're competitive. 2 teaching scholarships and 2 nursing scholarships. So Chickasaw citizens that want to major in education, go through the teacher program, or major in nursing. We've got 4 students at East Central right now, and those scholarships are fully funded. They're also offered required to work part-time for us. The nursing students work at the hospital. The education students work in our school-age program. We have a school-age program. I failed to mention that one. So during the summer, Chickasaw citizens, ages 4 through 12, we offer summer programming, give them a safe place to go during the summer, but also a fun place where we have activities. We can do enrichment, where they don't even know they're learning, because they don't want to go to summer school, but you can do fun activities, and they are learning, but they don't know. But those education students will work there part-time. So not only do they get a part-time job where they get a little bit of a paycheck, but then they get on-the-job training. And we'll offer same scholarships next year. So hopefully we have a pipeline of Chickasaw citizens coming out as teachers, coming out as nurses in the pretty near future.
Now, you mentioned a lot of the universities in Oklahoma. There's only one HBCU in Oklahoma, Langston University. Do you all do anything with them?
We currently are funding 10 students to attend Langston University. So I believe you know one of them.
Yes. So it's nice to know that you guys start from the earliest age to do education and then go all the way through adulthood and furthermore. When people are out of college and they decide to go to grad school, do you guys do anything with the grad students as well?
Absolutely. We'll fund one degree per person. So a Chickasaw citizen, we could assist with their bachelor's degree, and then they can apply for assistance for a master's degree and a PhD. I'll leave the names out, but cool story. I think it was really cool to me. I know we were at a honoring ceremony for a Chickasaw citizen who had graduated from the Oklahoma State University School of Medicine in Tulsa. And so after the ceremony was over, I went over again just to congratulate him and nice to meet you. And his mother came walking up, and she and I got to talking. And she was an elementary school principal in Oklahoma City who was working on her PhD. And so her son had got tuition assistance, finished medical school. His mother, who's also a Chickasaw citizen, was getting tuition assistance, finished her PhD. So that just something like that, was really, really neat.
Yeah, doing great things all within the home of not only just the student but the parents as well. So that's pretty cool to know that you guys are doing. Is there anything that you would like to leave us with today that a lot of people don't know about Chickasaw Nation?
I would say one thing is that Governor Anatubby's very big believer in the community. I think a lot of times people don't realize the impact the Chickasaw Nation has, just on every citizen that probably lives in the state of Oklahoma, but even in the Chickasaw Nation. There's a lot of things that the Chickasaw Nation does, just in education, that helps the whole public school, not just the Chickasaw students there. A lot of construction projects around town, roads, bridges, are done with partnerships through either the county, the state, or the Chickasaw Nation. So that might be something that a lot of people don't know, is just that we're tasked with being good neighbors. We want to be good neighbors. We live here, and we want our citizens living in great communities with great schools and good roads and good hospitals and enough safety personnel, first responders. Of course, we want our citizens living in the best place possible.
For the good of all.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so thank you so much for meeting.
Thank you. It was good to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.